It is not that we don't have time or have so many different activities taking place. It's actually that we're prioritizing some things over others. What's going on everyone, and welcome to another video from Fitness Nation. In today's video I'm going to address the infamous "I don't have time" excuse. It seems like everyone has a problem with time management nowadays, and with good reason. In a world full of notifications, advertisements, distractions, things and people that demand our attention, how can we not have enough time? Time is our most important asset after all. You know, people can go out and make more money, buy more things, but there is nobody in this world that can go out and create more time. We all have the same amount of time every day, and if we don't know how to spend it wisely, we're gonna have a rough time. You may not believe that you have control over your time, but let me tell you, you do. And you might be saying right now, well, you don't even know me. I work 10 hours a day, have kids, I have extracurricular activities to go to every day, or I am a full-time college student and work part-time. Whenever I'm not at school or at work, I'm doing assignments and studying for the upcoming test. Yes, I hear you. But you still have time. You're just not seeing it. Let me tell you a story. About a year ago, I was doing too many things at once. I was a full-time student in college, working 30 hours a week, writing a dozen essays to prepare my transfer application to another university, and starting a business. And just like any other person, I felt like I never had enough time to knock out my to-do list every day. The feeling was so extreme that I started waking up at 4 in the morning 6 days a week, which was actually counterproductive considering that I was tired and groggy the whole day, and I wouldn't move as fast as I liked. But that's another topic for another video. The point is that I believe I have squeezed in every minute and every second of the day to be as productive as possible. And you might have realized, if you remember all the things that I listed, that I didn't have a workout time scheduled. And as a result, I started to gain weight. I started to become less athletic and less flexible. And whenever I did go to the gym, which happened once in a blue moon, I would struggle to keep up my pace running only 2 miles. I would be so fatigued and out of breath that it wouldn't really motivate me to do it again. So I left the fitness aspect of my life unchecked for months, and it really took a toll on my overall health. But I knew it had to be fixed, and I knew that if I left it like that, it would cause more problems in the future. So I decided to go back to my schedule and see if I could fit it in there somehow. So I decided to track every activity that I did in a day, and then see how long each one took. So I set an alarm every 30 minutes to see what my time was being spent on. And whenever the alarm went off, I would write the name of the activity and how long I had been working on it on a piece of paper. I did this for 3 days, and you will not believe what I found after I was done tracking. I actually thought I was being productive, working hard and staying focused. But oh man, was I wrong. There was so much time wasted in between activities that I'm sure I could get an extra 2 hours in a day if I just got rid of them. And the thing that caused it was my phone. After 2 or 3 hours of work, I would take what I consider a short break. And this was basically to distract myself a little bit and be more creative once I got back after the break. What I didn't know was that those short breaks would turn into 20 to 30 minute breaks. And this happened because I would grab my phone and say, okay, I'm just gonna scroll through Instagram for 10 minutes and then I'll get back to work. Or I would just say, I'm gonna watch a quick YouTube video and then I'll get back. Yeah, that usually turned into half an hour of watching videos or scrolling through Instagram to see what my friends were up to last weekend. Now imagine that, but happening multiple times a day. This is what my day looked like after I timed my activities. The black bars were the actual hours I spent working, and the red bars are the ones I spent browsing social media. And while this is the actual representation of what my day would look like, my day felt something like this. That's why it's so important to track your activities, because sometimes we become so fixated on our schedule that we start to have blind spots. And it isn't until we measure it that we're able to see all the things we're doing wrong. So after I tracked my activities for a few days, I actually ended up timing my breaks and trying not to browse through social media. And that gave me the extra hour I needed to work out every day. And let me tell you, it made a hell of a difference. That's what I meant when I said you have time even though it may not feel like it. You may not be making the most out of the time that you currently have, and that's okay. You can start doing what I did. Start tracking every activity and how long each one takes for a few days and see the results. You might be surprised by what you find. And you will see that the time being wasted, like 15 minutes here, 10 minutes there, it starts to add up. Which, let's be honest, a 10-minute break is probably a half an hour break. Or you will realize that maybe your priorities weren't the best to begin with. And that's pretty much the message of this video. It is not that we don't have time or have so many different activities taking place. It's actually that we're prioritizing some things over others. Did you catch that? Let me say it again. We have enough time to work out, prepare our healthy meals for the week, stretch, meditate, and do all those things that we know we should do. But since they are not our priority, we tend to say that we have too many activities going on and don't have time. So next time you say, I don't have time for this activity, try to replace it with, this activity is not a priority for me. You will see that the concept of time starts to change once you say that. If something is very important to you, you will make time, no matter how busy your day looks. Let's just imagine that your boss comes into your office and tells you need to finish a presentation by the end of the week, on top of all the other responsibilities that you already have. And that is not counting time spent with family or activities outside of work. You pretty much have two options at this point. You can gamble with it and tell your boss that your week is already full of work. Or you can make time and finish the presentation on time. And my guess is that you'll probably go with the latter because the first one is gonna get you fired. And this is how just another activity on the list suddenly becomes one of your priorities. And speaking of priorities, I found out that I was not being as effective as possible when it came to scheduling activities. I would spend a long amount of time on activities that weren't supposed to be that important at all. So what I would recommend to you is to make a list of all your priorities and then turn to your schedule and see how much time is being spent on those priorities versus the time spent on mundane activities like doing laundry or walking the dog. I'm not saying you are completely going to replace those mundane activities with your top priorities, because it just wouldn't be possible. But what I'm saying is that you should prioritize those activities that are most important to you. Maybe you can do laundry once instead of twice a week, and use that time to cook your meals for the entire week, so that you can follow your nutrition plan for the gym. What you can also do is bundle multiple activities and knock them out in one session. That way you free up your schedule and are able to block a chunk of time for projects that require more focus and dedication. For example, it might be more efficient to decide to go out and buy groceries, go to the gym, get gas, pick up the kids from school in one session, instead of doing those activities separately and wasting time driving to your destination. Another thing that I use is that I save the most challenging tasks, those that require my full attention, for the morning. That way I can do other activities that don't require any mental power later in the day, like taking out the trash, doing the dishes and cleaning the house. And this is very important to me because I've noticed that the quality of my work decreases throughout the day. Now this is completely normal, and it might even be the same for you. So if it is, consider moving your priorities to early in the morning. All these tips have really helped me be more productive and be able to do things I couldn't do because I didn't think I had enough time. Now, if you want to learn more about how you can change your habits, create more discipline, and finally be able to obtain that goal that has been impossible to get, our private coaching group might be right for you. In here, we will give you all the instruments you need along your journey, and that will make your life so much easier. We cover the fundamentals like mindset. We cover how to identify your obstacles and how you can deal with them. We cover how to hack your mind and have more discipline. And we cover how to attack your goal and the way you need to experiment so that you can get maximum results. And we also cover more in detail stuff such as food recipes, exercises, and the differences between the most famous diets. We also give you the tools to track your progress and measure how well you're doing with our strength, cardio, and weight loss tracking sheets. You can sign up for the coaching group using the link that I will leave in the description below this video. But that's it for this video. Hope you liked it and I will see you in the next one.